Okay, guys, I know you can hear Jody in the background playing his guitar, but I am having problems getting my video up. So stand by, give me a second. We had a computer crash during the live feed there a second ago, and it's really got me in a quandary here. But just hang tight there. You can see the Jody Queen screen there, but I cannot, for some reason, get him to come up. So I'm going to try it again here. Yeah, bear with me, guys. We're working on this here. I'll have him up in just a second. Had a power outage here. I still got all 4 of the guys in the system, ready to go. Hopefully we can get it rolling here in just a second. So play us a tune, Jody. What are you playing there, buddy?
I was playing Twilight Zone because that's where you're at right now.
Ain't that the truth? Play it again, baby. Well,
I was playing Paddle Faster right here, banjos.
Excellent, man. All right, guys, that was Jody Queen. Jody Queen playing a little ditty for us. I certainly hope all of that made it out there. I didn't tell him he was live. I just wanted him to keep playing. He will probably never, ever, ever come back on my show again. But he did make fun of me using the Twilight Zone theme. But yeah. So one more.
Shame on you.
Hey, Jody. Now people don't know this, but that guitar, other guitars like that travel with you when you're at the campgrounds. I know that. So you play a lot of music around the campfire. Brought back old memories. Yeah, it brought back old memories, baby.
Yep. That's okay. Good times, wasn't it?
Yeah, baby. New River's treated us good. Okay, Jayson, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to try to bring you up. You are on, Jayson. Okay, guys, this is
doing, guys?
Jayson, Denise. my man from Florida. Second time he's been on the show. A few weeks back, he was on telling us about how he snuck up to win the Feel Free Summer Slam. Recently, Jayson jumped in with the guys from Kayak Bass Nation, and he joined the Saving JT benefit event. Man, that was a great event, over 1,000 people. And bro, you had a heck of a day. So won't you tell us what you did to beat over 1,000 people there?
A lot of praying and a lot of getting lucky. But it was just a grind to get out to some of these spots. I knew once I saw the names that were in this that it was a charity event, that a lot of people were going to put up some big numbers. And right away, Derek Miller put up what?
Well, 106.
324s.
Yeah, I mean,
right in the first week.
Yeah.
I said, all right. I really didn't enter it planning to win. And all of a sudden, after week 2, I noticed I have a little chance at this. It'd be pretty cool to be able to say you won out of 1,000 people.
Heck yeah. Be
So
part
I
of
just went out.
Yeah, and you're part of watching a family get over $50,000 from
I was
that
going to
event.
say just what this event did to raise awareness to the cause, help the family out. Right there, that was hands down the best part of this whole thing. I have to take my hat off to Ryan Lambert and everybody over at KBN that pulled this together.
I believe it raised some awareness about you too, Big Daddy. Yeah.
That's only a bonus. In this event, that was just a bonus. But I know I went into the final weekend, and I think I had 119. Derek Miller had 121, nothing smaller than 24 and change on the board. I remember telling my buddy, said, final day, I'm going out, I'm going to throw nothing but giant baits. I need a 10-pounder, basically, just to upgrade to catch him. And lo and behold, I go out the first day, or first thing in the morning, I'm going down to my spot. I see a little mat just twitch. I got nothing but 8-inch swim baits on and this and that. And on my punching rod, I got the smallest little BB cricket you could find. I punched out through the mat, and first thing in the morning, I hit a fish just over 10 pounds, 25 inches.
Wow.
I said, holy cow, I think I might have done this.
Yeah. So what was that? What was the bait that you used to punch through the mat?
BB cricket from Gambler. It's
BB
about
cricket.
a 3.5-inch little cricket thing. And as soon as it went through the mat, I felt just a tiny tick. I had 2.5-ounce weight on to get through the mat. And that's all it was. About an hour later, caught one 23.75, which gave me another half-inch upgrade. And that was about it for the day. I had one other giant on that day, snapped my rod about halfway down, short strike me right at the boat, probably about 15 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
And that was just one of those days. The weather worked out perfect. The water conditions were perfect. It was one of those days that set up just right for me in the morning. And
Took advantage of it. You took advantage of it. Hey man, now I know you fish. That's the second win you had in the month of July. Now, you're with the Copperhead group. No, that's what is that? KBBT or what is that you do there?
Yeah, it's the KFL, the Kayak Fishing League. It's basically a league that was set up by the guys who started KBBT.
Okay.
And it's a really cool idea they have. It's 4 men per team per event. We have, I think, 8 men on our team. So we pick the best 4 for each event. You have home games, you have away games. You pick your own bodies of water. Like this weekend coming up, we're actually going to be up in Norfolk, Virginia. I don't know if I'm going, but one of the guys is there already pre-fishing. A couple other guys are heading up Thursday or Friday.
Nice.
And it's a really cool thing. It's the best 10 fish for the team. Everybody on the same body of water. And you have a 7-hour window to fish it. you have a morning game or a night game. I think this weekend we're at night from 12 to 7. They're linked up with the Pride Network, so they're going on. Everybody's got their phones on them so they can live broadcast while you're fishing.
Nice.
Pride Network is showing it live on the air while we're going.
Hey, now,
It's a pretty cool deal.
normally, I know in the past, when you go out, you got your video camera up and rolling. Did you have any video footage of that big monster you caught?
The 25, no. I was trying to save some of the battery because my GoPro's been kind of acting up. I said, all right. I was heading to the spot I wanted to fish when I saw the mat show me a little sign of life. So I didn't have the GoPro turned on. I got the 2375 on video.
Sweet. Okay.
That was a nice topwater bite, but the big one, I didn't get it.
Well, I'll have to jump over to your Facebook page or your YouTube page. Make sure you share JD Fishing. That's his Facebook page, JAYD Fishing. And we get a chance, share us your YouTube page so we can go look some of those. I mean, you got some great action shots I've seen. Some great shots with that. Was it a spook or whatever
I got the one on the spook. I've got the 25-25 I had in this Saving JP event. I got that on the top water. I have that on video.
Awesome.
I got some pretty cool topwater bites from this past month. And a lot of my fish came on top water. So,
bro, you need to start making a resume and build your highlight reel to send to some of these video companies and to say, hey, would you like me to use your camera?
Yeah, I'm just starting to get it going. Like I told you last time, I just started kayak fishing within the past year, and it's been working out. It's been pretty cool.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, hang around. We're going to jump on here and get Fletch. Fletch, you still with us?
I'm here.
All right, man. We're going to bring you on. All right, guys. We got Fletch Griffin in here live, raw and unfiltered. Woo! My goodness. The Georgia boy. Man, this is the man behind the plan that runs Westbrook Supply. Hey, man, tell us about what you do.
What do I do? So we're a shop in Atlanta. We cater to the kayak fishing community. So we retail sales kayaks, custom rigging, trolling motors, fish finders, electronics, whatever you need to do, we can get it done.
So what brands do you operate down there? What are you selling down there? I mean, it's full service from what I understand. I mean, you got
you can walk in off the street and we can fully outfit you. We're dealers for Bonafide kayaks, Feel Free kayaks, Crescent kayaks, Native 3 waters. We've got a line of custom canoes out of Canada. So if you're not into the kayak scene, if you're looking for anything, something a little different, we've got it all.
So you do a lot of rigging when you're putting together boats. What is the most difficult rig for you to do?
Most difficult? I don't know. I mean, they all present their own unique challenges. It wasn't necessarily the most difficult, but the most interesting one we did a gentleman wanted a stereo system in his kayak. So we sourced a waterproof head unit, waterproof speakers, and it came out really nice. But he was into talk radio. It wasn't even about the music. He liked his talk radio while he was out fishing. So, but it turned out really cool. That was probably the most unique thing we've done.
Did you guys do a video when you on that build?
I did, yeah. I think on our Instagram and possibly our Facebook, we put a little video of that together. I was really proud of that because I had no idea. I'm gonna be honest, I had no idea what I was doing. There's no benchmark for how do you put a stereo in a kayak, but we made it work. And
have you guys are you finding it easier now to put the light kits in these boats? Are boats becoming easier to do that? I mean, years ago it was really tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's when we first started out, it was all custom work, but we've got some great vendors and some great partners that it's a lot easier to just grab stuff off the shelf now to accomplish a lot of things we're trying to do now. which is great. It saves us time and so you've got some great companies out there like Yak Gadget and One Objective and stuff like that are making some great product that makes it really easy to do these type of installs. So, whereas before it was a custom job where we were having to build mounts from scratch, and now you can just order it right online and bolt it right up. So, from where it started to where it's at, it's miles away from the old days of just doing whatever you could with PVC and starboard to make things happen. So,
well, I know you were at ICAST because I got to wrap my arms around you and give you a big kiss on the forehead. But
yes.
hey, what did you decide, or what did you find down there that you're going to bring in the store this year? Anything?
It was a different show. It was a little smaller than it normally is, but I like that because you get a little bit more attention with the vendors there. Just a lot of smaller accessories, I think, is what we found. The thing that I saw that impressed me the most was not even kayak related whatsoever, but there's a company called Solar that makes these inflatable jet boats that I don't know, it really impressed me. It was a really cool setup. So, but I'm always looking at what's going on in the big boat world and see how that can translate or transition into the kayak world.
Right.
So there's a lot of new innovations coming in terms of electronics and trolling motors and stuff that I hope will trickle down into the kayak world. So,
well, man, all I know is you're the total package. And I promise I will not talk about 4 years ago at the condo.
Well, I won't talk about it either. I mean, if you want to go shot for shot, story for story, I'm willing to go there because.
We Fletch and I go back a few years. Back before he got into the Westbrook, he was fishing with us at Feel Free, and then he branched out and went his own way. But which I understand because it's hard to be a brand ambassador when you're going to have everything and that you can sell in your store and try to make a little bit of money for yourself. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I'm still Feel Free still in my heart for sure.
And I know we all love you. So.
Yeah, but it's I can't be blind to other options out there. I've got to be kind of neutral in terms of what's going to be the best fit for a customer.
And that's the point I wanted to go at. I mean, it's not one brand can fit one person, and there's different boats for different people. And
absolutely. Nobody makes the perfect boat. Depending on what your needs are and what your criteria are. There's going to be a boat that's going to fit best, but it will not be the best boat for everybody. So
Roger that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you go stick around for a few minutes on this second attempt to run this show?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I apologize for the computer crash here earlier to you and your family and fans down there. And I hope they jump back on and are watching. But let's jump out of here. Let's bring on Chris Payne from Payne Outdoors and get some knowledge. Are you with us, Chris?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me all right?
Oh, yeah. All right, we've got Chris Payne here from Payne Outdoors. Chris is a regular contributor to this podcast video show, and he is. I'm speechless because every time I watch my show after we're done, I find myself spitting my iced tea out laughing at some comment he's made. So I hope you guys enjoy what Chris is about to do and tell us about here. I'll let you roll, baby.
Okay. So what I wanted to talk about today may be a little controversial, and if you want to at me, that's fine. But I want to talk about ProStaffs today, and I know I've pissed off a lot of people over the years talking about ProStaffs the way that I talk about them, but I want everybody who's out there who potentially may want to be a ProStaff to understand the different mechanisms of ProStaff. So what I want to talk about tonight are ProStaffs as a capital fundraiser, a pay-for-play model. I think some guys are involved in this and don't realize they're involved in it. Some guys have dealt with it in the past. And hopefully some guys will avoid it if it doesn't suit what they need. But what a pay-for-play pro staffer is basically a company deciding that they need to raise capital and they need to move product. And they will put out a call. You've probably seen Facebook ads for it. And if you're listening to this podcast, you'll for sure see Facebook ads after this for it. But they will put out a call for field ambassadors or product testers or lots of different things. ProStaff, now accepting ProStaff applications. And what it is they will accept any and all comers. You will have a minimum buy that you have to do. So they'll say you have to buy, $100 worth of product or $500 worth of product or $1,000 worth of product at a, 25 or 50% discount. And you can be on our pro staff, and that'll give you access to, first looks and product testing for new stuff we're developing. Like, it sounds a little bit tasty, and I'm going to spend the money anyway, so why not get a 50% discount and a title I can wear? Okay, well, so here's the situation with those. This is not specific to discount pro staff. This is pay for play. So when a company has a minimum buy for you to qualify for this, that is pay for play. Okay? They are requiring you to give them money to be on their pro staff. And there are companies that require a minimum buy not just once, but every month to maintain that status. And these places are all over the place. And I found out the hard way 10 years ago. So before a lot of folks were in kayaks, I was fishing in a kayak, and I was on fishing forums back before Facebook groups really were a thing. And everybody put below their signature line all of their pro staff links, right? And that was a badge of honor. It's kind of like Jody's trophies in the back up there. It's like, hey, here's the thing. Except Jody's are legit, and all these guys on the forum like me were a bunch of posers and had, Joe Don's bait and more, link and all that. And the more links you had, nobody read the links. It's just like you had a bunch of blue links. You were like pro. And so everybody looked at you for expert advice, which basically invalidated anybody who didn't have a long list of those. It's like the world's longest email signature.
Yeah.
And as I look back on it now, it's just embarrassing. But I lived it, and I've kind of built my platform on don't do what I did because it was dumb. So that's exactly what I'm going to tell people about. There was a rod company who was new to the scene back then, who was like, hey, we're seeking 25 more pro staffers across the nation. Well, that sounds exclusive. And so if it's the first time you've seen the ad, you're like, oh, I got to get on this. I'm going to put in my application. And they even went a step farther. You had to call an interview with the president of the company. There's two people that work at the company, but he's the president of the company. And interview with him, and he's got to vet you. And if he feels like you're the real deal, then he'll let you into this program, and that's when he lets you know. So to get into this program, we do require you to know our product. Now, we will offer you a 50% discount, but you got to spend $500 with us. So that's buying $1,000 retail rods. You got to spend $500 to get in there, and then you're in the club, right? So young, dumb, and ready to put out some more blue links on his forum signature, I scraped together my $500, and I looked at the catalog, and I picked out what I want, and he sent them to me. What I quickly realized is that the MSRP on these rods are a made-up inflated number right? Because if like I make plastic baits, right? Well, I can tell you my plastic baits are MSRP $20, and I'm gonna give you a 75% discount and sell them to you for $5. When in actuality, at $5, I'm still making a couple of bucks on them, right? But if I tell you it's a $20 bag of baits for a limited time and you can get it for $5, you're like, oh, I'm saving 75%, right? It's a mind trick.
Right.
There's another word for it, but this is a family show, so I'm not going to use it. And so I did that, bought these rods. The first trip out with my dad in the boat, I'm fishing heavy timber, set the hook on a fish, break a rod. And I'm not talking tips, I'm talking right in the middle of these blanks, like make you think rod damage, right? I'm fishing, and so I put that rod down. I'm like, man, that must have been, I must have done something wrong. I picked up a 7.6 heavy flipping rod, 7.6 heavy, right? A daggum broomstick. Flip into some trees, set the hook on a fish, get the fish, and break that rod in the middle of the blank. So I'm pissed at this point. I put that rod down. I've got 3 more rods in the boat, and I call the guy on my cell phone, and I say, "Hey, so I just broke 2 of these rods in the middle." And he's like, "Well, you must be doing something wrong." What do you mean? He's like, "Well, did you shut them in a car door or step on them, or was the shipping tube everything?" Not, let me take care of that and send you 2 more.
Right.
This is wrong. So I'm like, okay, whatever. This guy's giving me the runaround. I'm feeling kind of cheap and cheated at this point. And younger Chris had a little bit of a temper. So I picked up a 3rd rod, rigged out, still fishing the same area, break a 3rd rod. So I've broken 3 rods in about 30 minutes. I take that 3rd rod where it's broken, I snap it over my knee, I grab all 3 of those broken rods, and I throw them onto the bank, littering like an idiot, but threw them on the bank, and I was like, I hope somebody like makes firewood out of these or something. Like, this is trash. And went home, managed to sell the other 2 in a garage sale for $10 a piece, and learned a $490 lesson in 30 minutes or less.
Right.
Now, that guy has since leveraged that. What I started noticing is he runs a 25-person only ProStaff deal. He runs that for 6 years, runs it every week, finds 25 more idiots like me who are just so thirsty for a ProStaff deal that they'll pay damn near anything. Anything to get that ProStaff title, wear that badge. I was a sticker licker, and that was a pay-for-play scheme. He has since leveraged that into several larger deals and grown his rod company to where if I said the name, you would know the name because they have sponsored some major trails.
I was going to say, I was thinking of a company, but they went under a couple years ago. So let's bring on the panel, Chris. Let's talk about that with everybody.
Jody was shaking his head a whole bunch. I think he's shaking his head like, that poor idiot. That poor idiot.
No, I tell you what I was thinking, man. There's some predatory companies out there that you just got to watch out for, man. I always made the comment that I never ever accept a ProStaff position for something that I don't use. I have to have complete confidence in it, but you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful out there. You're right. Because a lot of the younger kids, man, they're looking for that. They want that. They're trying to bust in on the scene. They really want it bad, and they're basically working for free.
Yeah, and so to that point, obviously I've learned that lesson, and now I teach people, hey, look, work your butt off for a company that you love before you ever ask for anything or talk to them about anything.
Absolutely.
If somebody offers you something for free, it ain't free. Just keep in mind.
It's too good to be true. It is.
Yeah.
Right.
Fletch, what do you think, brother? Yeah, I mean, you run a company.
I just, if anybody offers you a ProStaff position for a product that you don't use, then you got to question, what is their true motivation? We have a small, I wouldn't call them ProStaff, but we have a team at the shop. But our contracts are very explicit about what's expected of them and what's expected out of us as well. It's a two-way street, So everyone on the team knows what's expected of them and what they can expect from Westbrook. So if you're busting your butt out there and all you're getting is a quote unquote discount, you might want to rethink that. Or if someone's willing to give you a team position on a product that you haven't even gotten yet, you need to question that for sure. So
JD?
It's just like everybody else was saying. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. It's not going to be what it is. I am pro staff for 2 companies, and those are 2 companies I've used for a long time fishing, companies I trust, and to be honest, I don't get much out of it. I know I'm going to buy their product anyway. I get that discount from them just to throw a tag up because I'm using their product anyway. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, I mean,
I almost fell for one of those rad
yeah.
promo
Well,
buy so many and
there's that company out there. I don't know if a couple years ago everybody was using it's called NPR or something like that. They were paying them to get ProStaff stuff emailed to them. Y'all remember
I get that email every
National
day.
ProStaff or National Pro or whatever it was called?
That would avoid.
I get that email every day just because I went to their website one time.
Yeah, like Chris said, I mean that's crazy. Why? I mean that they're a middleman and they're taking your money and you're not getting anything. That's crazy.
So to make an analogy for this, I think you should. Me personally, I try to treat pro staffs as a marriage, right? I'm looking for a mate. I'm looking for a partner, and like if you're at the bar scene, right? There's some dudes that are out there looking for a wife, and there's some dudes that are out there looking for a hooker. Okay, well, as the anglers, sometimes we're the wife and sometimes we're the hooker. And I've been the hooker, and it ain't fun because there's no reciprocating. They get what they need out of you, and they move on.
Hey,
Don't
Ben.
be the hooker.
Hey Ben, how do I mute Chris? But yeah, I mean, you're totally right, and I mean Jody, he is the top professional kayak angler in my mind, and I'm sure everybody that watches this in our sport. I mean, his name is recognized everywhere, and I think we touched on this, Chris, the other night. We were talking about, is it time that kayak anglers get paid? And
well, if not paid, I mean, Jody is a prime example. That man should not be paying for anything. Any manufacturer in their right mind should be happy to give him product because they know it's going to walk across that award stage and be, shown in good light. So, honestly, I mean, it's.
I have, and if you look at my sponsor list, I really don't have a lot of sponsors, but I have a few really good sponsors.
And those are the ones you've had for
years.
And you've had those for several years. I mean, some of those companies you've been with for as long as I can. I mean, I've been around watching you, and I've seen your resume, and your the way you throw out each time you do a what's the word? Help me, Chris. A tournament recap. Tournament recap, and all your recaps always got a link. And I used this, and this is how I used it during this tournament. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's knowledge on top of showing product. And that's like when we were talking earlier, I said, if you hold any seminars, man, they should be paid seminars. And anyway,
Something that I'm looking into. I'm looking into that, and you know, a lot of companies. I mean, if you want to go to like non-endemic sponsors, they great if you're winning, but they want your followers. They're not really interested. I mean, they're happy if you're winning, but they would rather you have a big following because it you know it adds to them, your people, and that's something, you know. And I this is mostly the non-endemics I'm talking about. You know, I'm with Z-Man and they treat me great. I have no, you know, Yak Attack is another great company, and Fishing Online is amazing. I mean, I have a few good sponsors that know me, and I've built a relationship and a rapport with them, and I wouldn't take nothing for those sponsorships. But you know, eventually, I know that these non-endemics, I want to see Toyota in this. I want to see, you know, for me, it's sky's the limit because it's only going to help me. This is what I do for a living, and until these big non-endemics come in and say, "Hey, man, there's a demographic here we need to reach." And that's what I'm pulling for. That's what I want to see happen in this sport. And I want to see an elite series like the MLF or something like that in the kayak. There's room for all of that. And it won't be leaving anybody behind because there's always going to be our local tournaments, our local clubs, which are the place, if you ask me, to start.
yeah,
There's plenty of room. There's no market saturation in this demographic that we have in the kayak community. It just needs to be fine-tuned a little bit, and I think the big sponsors are going to start releasing a little bit more into it, you know, because they're starting to see, and they're starting like Christine Fisher. I mean, she does a great job, and she has a lot of followers. Gene Jensen is another one. He teaches a lot. He's got 450,000 followers on YouTube. They're all over guys like that, and it just needs to get to where it's spread out, you know, a little farther down the ranks. I think it's going to happen. Really do. And it's already starting to happen to me. So, you know, I gave myself a 5-year goal, and I'm right where I wanted to be at the end of this 5 years. And now I've started another goal, and it's already working, and I'm on the new and better things. So it's going to be got to be good, man. It's going to be all right. I think it's going to start spending some money.
knowledge.
But yeah, it's easy to get caught up working your tail off and getting a 25% discount. Just yeah. I mean, I know companies that pay people $5,000 to make 2 posts. I know these people. These companies have large advertising budgets, and that's a drop in the bucket for these big companies. That money is out there.
That's what Chris and I were talking about last week.
I'm not saying that anybody's going to be able to do it. I'm just saying if you carry yourself with integrity in this business, you have character, and you represent the sport well, and you treat people well, that's going to come your way. You know, that's a big thing. And some of these guys won't even mess with you that are trying to take your money because they know you ain't going to put up with it. But that's where it all boils down to. Build your reputation in the sport, and then you're probably going to get the better companies out there asking for your help.
Well, speaking of reputations, I mean, we've got some great people on here tonight. We've got Westbrook Supply from Georgia. I mean, prior to the show, we were talking about what he's done in the last 4 or 5 years. He just stormed the market down in the southern part of the nation. Payne Outdoors, I mean, Texas's own granddaddy. I mean, he's shown.
Not old.
Yeah, I mean, in the industry, heck, you're a great granddaddy in the industry. And then I mean, and the things that you're doing down there with your plastics and your little store. I mean, then Jody, I mean, you're the beast. You know, JD's up and coming.
I'm just old hillbilly that likes to fish, John. That's it.
But I mean, you guys got.
I want to know where he's fishing.
Florida.
Good job, by the way, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Heck,
There's been a
yeah.
lot of luck involved in that.
Amazing. Yeah, I had a tournament early this year. I put up 109 inches in 7 hours, and I came in second. I mean, it's just, it's awesome when you come back like that and do it. But Guillermo Gonzalez, he beat me by an inch in that tournament, and we were just on the fish. And sometimes it doesn't matter if you win or not, man. It's just having a day like that on the water during a tournament is amazing. I had an 11-pounder in that tournament, and I know what you were going through that day. It's just one of those days. It's amazing. I love it, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Great calls too, man.
Hey guys, I appreciate y'all being patient with me today. Due to my computer crashing here during the first run of the show. While we were trying to get things reset, I was on my cell phone talking to the guys and sitting here, and they were watching me try to get the computer reset. And they hung around so we could get this next 42 minutes of video up and running. I know Jody's got a show to go to here in about 20 minutes, so I think what we'll do our closing statements. Chris, you got anything you want to say?
Be the wife, don't be the hooker.
Words to live by.
Hey, Fletch, can you follow up on that one, baby?
That's a tough act to follow. So if you're in and around the Atlanta area, come see us in Westbrook. We'll get you taken care of. But, I agree with Chris. Yeah, be the wife, not the hooker.
Hey, JD.
Just everybody be safe out there. Have fun. Come check me out. Follow me at JD Fishing, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Just getting started. Hopefully I'll get some good stuff out there for you.
Yeah, put them big fish videos up there. Throw them a tag on this post here if you already have them up. You too, Jody. Jody, what do you got, baby? Anything you want to?
Yeah, man. Jody Queen Fishing, please come over and give me a subscribe. I'll try not to disappoint you, man. I'm very free with information. You can message me. I get back with everybody. I stay on the phone for hours sometimes trying to answer everybody's questions. But, I just want everybody to have a nice, safe experience out there on the water. And if I can help, I'm here to grow the sport, man. And the more people who come into this with knowledge, the better it's going to be. Yeah, and I guess my saying for the day is, he who laughs last can get the joke.
And on that, we shall let the panel.
My words with take it from a hooker. It's good.
Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah, you made the show interesting. We'll have to do it again. God bless everybody, and y'all catch some big fish the rest of the summer.
John, we had fun, buddy.
All right, guys. So that was a great group of guys who were very patient with me tonight. Chris Payne from Payne Outdoors down in Texas. We had Fletch Griffin in on the show for the first time out of Westbrook Supply down in Georgia. Hope to have him back. And then we had repeat guys come back. Jayson, Denise out of Florida and Jody Queen out of West Virginia. God bless those fellas. Thank them for bearing with me for a few minutes while we had all those technical difficulties. I do recommend, if you didn't catch the beginning of this show, you rewind to the very beginning, because Jody Queen was playing his guitar. Check it out. God bless everybody. Have a great day.
Hey. I think so. Are we still online?
Yeah, baby. Credits are rolling.
Well, say hello.